right, everyone, welcome to Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. As many of you know, I am a tactical guy, so this video is like my tactical wet dream when it comes to watches. Had a lot of fun with it. I think it is the ultimate comparison. We'll talk about that. But I've been into knives, flashlights, EDC, caddies, and wallets, and of course, I got into watches, which is a horrible affliction. I don't suggest it to anyone. It is the most expensive hobby for collecting things unless you're into airplanes and sports cars, because the sky's the limit with the price. But funny enough, I was going to get Breitling Endurance Pro, which can get up to $3,000, but then this is very similar to the Endurance Pro. And since I'm a tactical guy, I still want to get one someday, but I was like, why the heck would I do that when I could get two tactical watches for, 2/3 of the price as that Endurance Pro. So I got these because I love tactical watches. These are both Navy SEAL themed watches, which is funny because this is the official watch of the Navy SEAL, Luminox, of course. However, this is the Frogman, which is obviously a Navy SEAL themed title, and G-Shock, Casio G-Shock, of course, is widely used among military personnel. So two Navy SEAL watches. We're going to see which is the best one. They are very even because the price was so similar, both in the $800-900 price range. Now, both of them used to be more. Both are, the model is a couple years old. This is the Luminox Master Carbon Seal. 3863 is the model number, and this is the Casio G-Shock GWF A1000C 1AJF. It's a domestic Japanese product. Frogman Bluetooth solar radio watch. So those are the names of it. This Luminox was $882.74. That's what I paid for it on Amazon recently, while this one was $728.01. So a little bit less. I paid for the G-Shock, but in the same ballpark. So let's go over some of the basics. First of all, when it comes to the boxes, we're going to go through each section. I'm going to tell you who wins, and then at the very end, I'll give you a winner. But Luminox wins with the box. They give you this, both the same size box, but this is cardboard within cardboard for the G-Shock. Luminox has the plastic with foam kind of shock-proof deal there. So Luminox had the better box, which makes sense. It's slightly more expensive, but this is such a good comparison. Not only is the price similar, this is a very, very different movements, but this is Swiss versus Japanese movement. So that's interesting. But the colorways are so similar. They're all blue and black. Now, this is supposed to have the blue rubber strap, but I messed it up because it's a cut-to-fit strap. This is the color it's supposed to have. I have one ordered. I had to order this, and the black came in first, so I am going to change it out for the blue. But look at the colorways. So similar. Both black with blue accents. You see predominantly blue is the second accent. Same with this. And then both have yellow and red colors as well as the gray. So blue-black with some of the same colors. Very interesting. Both themed over the Navy SEAL watch. So very interesting. Case size. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is massive, way bigger. So the G-Shock is a 53 millimeter case, and when you measure it, it's actually 56 millimeters. This is a 45 millimeter case, and when you measure it, it's actually 46 millimeters. So 46 versus 56, 10 millimeters more. Thickness is what really comes into play here. This is not a small watch. This is like the size of some of the smaller G-Shocks. This is 14 millimeters high. This is 19.7 millimeters high. So this is a massive watch comparatively. As far as what they used in materials, the Carbonox used in the Luminox is very similar to the resin I feel in the G-Shock. So there's Carbonox and steel, and then resin and steel. Obviously, this has a rubber strap. I thought this had a resin strap, but when I got it, it's got this new metal linked strap. It has a carbon fiber texture right there, but it's steel links. So very interesting. The lugs are both 24 millimeter, which is nice. This is a big strap. But obviously this is even more than 24 millimeters. The lugs are exaggerated. Both have sapphire crystal with the anti-reflective coating and are good for 200 meters water resistance. So both kind of themed after dive watches because of the Navy SEAL steel bracelet versus rubber strap. The movement, that is where they differ by far. That's where they shoot way apart from each other. So the Luminox, this is a Sellita SW220 Swiss automatic movement. So very cool because it is that SW220. You've got the date and the day of the week in the window there. It's kind of partially covered over by a hand there. But both analog, but this, you know, it runs off of movement and it has a winding function, which not all autos do. This is Japanese quartz. However, it is also solar powered. It also connects to Bluetooth on your phone with the Casio app. It used to be the G-Shock app. They switched over to the Casio app. And it also connects to the radio atomic towers, which surprisingly enough, even in Alaska, you know, 4,000 miles away from the one by Denver, if I put this on my nightstand or actually the windowsill at night, it will pick up the radio signal. I'm sure if I was on the very North Pole, it probably wouldn't, but I am in a very remote place in Alaska and I get the radio towers. So very cool function. It's kind of old school. I mean, that was the thing to do 10 years ago. I don't know why they still do it when you can connect to your Bluetooth, you know, app whenever you have a signal on your phone, but it's still kind of cool for, you know, when you're in a remote area. So the movement's very different. This does have, obviously there's no clicks on this bezel. This is more of a classic military style unidirectional bezel, 120 clicks, really nice clicks. I wish you could go both ways, but you can only go that way. Now, of course, Luminox has the tritium tubes. So the tritium tubes last for 25 years. Of course, they'll get dim sooner than that, but I'll throw some footage of the tritium tubes so they always glow. This has lume and also an LED backlight up here. So definitely brighter, but very different as far as glowing. As far as comfort, I gotta say this is way more comfortable. I mean, this thing is just way too big. If you want a comfortable watch, it is extremely heavy. So 148 grams. This is actually not light. This is 110 grams, but 148 grams, way heavier. When it comes to comfort, it's hard to beat these rubber silicone feeling straps. Just very comfortable. You could get away with this under a dress shirt, even though it is very thick. This, you'd have to put on, you know, take it off, put your dress shirt on, your fitted suit, and then put it on. So definitely more of the battlefield watch here, whereas you can get away with this in more locations, but I will probably wear this a little more because it's more comfortable than the Frogman by far. As far as which is the best tactical watch for tactical applications, both of them have some issues. Okay, say you're on a mission, this tritium light, if you're not covering it, is going to blow up someone's night vision, and they're going to look at the sweeping of that hand, the automatic. It's just classy. It's definitely a classier watch. The second hand just sweeping. Anyways, the tritium tubes, you'd have to cover it because someone with night vision would see that, whereas this one, the lume, Maybe not as much if it hadn't been exposed to brightness and you didn't hit the LED light. However, this has a radio tower and Bluetooth. You might ping somebody's electronic searching stuff, you know, set off a ping. You'd have to go in and turn everything off if you're going on a mission. You don't want to set off electronic sensors. So both, you may just want a more simple watch. To tell you the truth, when I'm out hunting, even though this is super heavy, I'd probably wear this. When it comes to toughness, obviously the G-Shock is more tough, absolutely. People like to talk crap about Luminox and say that they're weak and that the cheaper ones, the tritium tubes, fall out. I disagree. These things are super tough. I took a cheaper leatherback sea turtle Luminox recently to Vietnam. I was climbing in caves, smashing it against rock walls, swimming in the ocean every day, and that thing held up, not a scratch. Luminox is tough. Not as tough as a G-Shock, obviously, but tough enough, very tough. Like, you know, get ran over by a tractor, this is just going to be scratched a little, it's going to be fine, but this could possibly be damaged. But it is very tough. This is classier. This is classier by far. If you look at just the detail in the bezel, just beautiful. The sweeping hand, and the greatest thing about it, clear case back. I'll get some footage of that clear case back, but just beautiful. Yeah, it's hard to beat with that Salinas movement. So definitely classier. It was a really hard decision. I love the app though. Now that G-Shock has done away with the G-Shock app and now they're going to the Casio Watch app, I mean, you set this up instantly, you pair it with your phone and it just goes to your date and time instantly. Just so convenient for everyday use. So I have to say, the tactical guy in me, the everyday carry guy, it's so close. I mean, it's apples and oranges. This is definitely classier and more comfortable. However, I got to give a slight lead to the G-Shock. It is tougher. It's got, it's a little too thick, but I'm still going to wear it. It's tougher. It's got more features, and I just got to give it to the Frogman. Just amazing. But, you know, if you're tortured about it, just get both like I did, because these are definitely my two favorite watches. They're both tactical Navy SEAL themed watches, but I say the Frogman wins. Let me know what you guys think. The only thing I'm worried about is this is solar charging, and it's taken a while just on cloudy days by the windowsill to charge up, while as my other G-Shock MTG metal, I mean, 40 minutes, it's completely charged. This thing I'm gonna have to put in direct sun. It's taken a while to charge. It's a big watch. It sucks a lot of juice. They say it's got months and months of reserve power, but I don't know. I'm a little worried. I'm gonna have to buy one of those fake solar light deals in the winter, I think, because we don't get much sunlight in Alaska, to keep it charged, because I think it's going to be a problem in the winter here. When you talk about tactical uses, this one would survive an EMP blast. This one would get fried. However, this is old school automatic movement. So they're so close, but I have to give it to the G-Shock. Let me know what you guys think. I have links to my Amazon storefront below to both of these watches. I'd say get them both if you can afford it. Just if you're a tactical guy, they are just a lot of fun and a joy if you're a watch guy and a tactical guy. So help out the channel and order some of these if you can. But I hope you enjoyed this comparison, just because I haven't found another watch comparison that was so interesting and close as these two watches. So thanks for tuning in, guys. It's Chuke, your friend in the field.